Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Here's the Scenario. I am one of the three of your hosts, Michael Shane Cannon. With me, as always,
Mike Feeney, and also
Brendan motherfucking Sagalow. What's up, everybody?
What's goody? This is a hypothetical-based podcast. We do what-if scenarios, would-you-rathers, moral dilemmas. You guys submit it into our direct messages on social media, and we read it aloud on the show and create a bit of comedy for you. If you're interested in submitting a question, go to here'sthescenario.com. That links to everything the podcast has to offer. So we got the iTunes where you can write a review, rate the podcast, help it chart, help it get into the almighty algorithm, and iTunes jizz all over listeners' faces.
Yeah.
And then it also gives you the link to our socials, security numbers if you want to impersonate us and get a loan, but also it'll help you DM us, submit a question, do
Good
all that.
luck.
Yeah,
Good luck.
If I can't, you can.
Yeah.
But
Brendan got shaken down by a homeless drunk.
I didn't get
before.
shaken
He didn't
down.
get shaken down.
He's saying I
socially
got
dominated hard.
You got dominated too. The guy, he gave him a fist bump, fucking loser.
Let me
He
explain.
gave the homeless man who was drinking a 40.
I don't think he was homeless. He was just.
If
down
that
on his
man's
luck.
Hey, if that man's got a home, he might as well be homeless.
just having a tough Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's here judging.
Some people
not
might
judging
see
him.
your house and think the same.
I know. That was my roommate.
We were eating pizza at Joe's, and they have the window that's half open,
Yes.
and so people could like hang in the window. And there's a guy drinking Old English, and he just starts talking to us. And just like what happens with you a lot of the times,
Sure.
Brendan is a pincushion for social domination. So the
That's
guy
not
starts
true.
talking to him.
If I can own it, you can.
Yeah,
own
the
it.
guy starts talking to him, and
Just
Brendan, like you,
Just wait.
is going, yeah, yeah, no. And he goes, Oprah was here last night, and he goes, oh wow, and then he goes, they also filmed Spider-Man here, and he goes, oh, Spider-Man 2, wow, Spider-Man, yeah, whatever.
Spider-Man 2, best Spider-Man.
Which is like a crazy thing to say because it's not, but
it is
but
the best Spider-Man.
it's
Why is
what?
It's just wildly known. I don't agree. I think the new Tom Holland Spider-Man is the best.
Hang on, you
Hold
fucking
on.
coward.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. The best Spider-Man. What?
It's
wildly known. I don't agree. I like my
known.
friends.
Yeah.
Wildly known as the best Spider-Man. We can debate that for hours. I think Tom Holland Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man, but it is known in the lore that Spider-Man 2.
Somebody's getting dominated. I walk away because I'm out of this conversation. The guy's like, "Where are you from?" Brendan starts telling him about his home, and then I just stay over there and put on cheese for a long time.
Sure.
Brendan's checking in with me.
He asked me for money.
I wasn't. The guy's like,
You're just there shaking Brendan's
I was
knuckles
not.
over your pizza.
I turned back, and the guy went from like talking to us from outside the window to like hanging in the window.
Yeah.
This
He was like
close to
offering me
Brendan.
his Coke. It was weird. He kept going like this, and I went,
Coca-Cola?
yeah, and I went, I don't want your Coca-Cola.
And he kept getting closer, and I guess he was asking Brendan for money multiple times and stuff. And then I just walked back over because I'm done with this whole thing. And I go, Mike sent us a text, we gotta go. And then
he fucking
really
dominates Feeney. He goes, who's
watch,
Mike?
well, let's watch the end of the story because as we know, we can all agree Brendan's been getting dominated this whole time.
I have not been getting
So Brendan's just, paws down, ass up in the air. And so
I was dominating.
you were not. And,
I was on top
And
of
while I saved you from getting just, blisteringly.
Brendan's one of those people that is like getting fucked on his back, and it's like, yeah, bitch, take that. You're like, what?
Are you
I'm
talking
doing
to
it.
your own asshole? Yeah. So we walk outside and he's like, who's Mike? Let's go say hi to Mike. And he starts walking with us to stop him in his tracks. I went, see you later, man. And then he pounded me and went, all right, and then stopped walking.
Oh, yeah.
No, and
Good
where
thing
was
we
that
had
dominated?
You. Good thing we had
Yeah,
you,
literally,
Feeney, to
good thing.
stop him in his tracks
Because he
by
was walking
high-fiving him. You fucking loser.
I mean, listen,
I walked the fuck
It's
away.
like-
But
I was ahead of him. Mike
you
was
see
still
that he's
talking
just trying to
him.
yell confidence over
Mike
it, and
was
there's no
still
part of
talking to him.
that's fine, but he took Hep C for the team and then kept it moving.
Yeah.
Like,
Stopped it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would
No,
have
you
made
got
bodily
raped,
contact
dude.
with the guy, but I also, I do get socially dominated. I admit it. It's
And he
just
was getting
one of
very
my weaknesses.
dominated.
I don't understand.
I don't see it as
The
domination.
pizza guy looked at me when he gave me my pizza and said, are you guys all right?
I don't.
Because Brendan was getting dominated so hard because he could see it.
No.
And I went, it's fine.
You
And
should
then
have. I
it
mean,
was
he probably
fine
took a
because-
look at Brendan's outfit and was like, "Oh, they're old friends."
Let's get to some questions. What's the scenario?
That's right. That's not what this podcast is about, but kind
That's
of
what
it
the
is.
It
Patreon
kind of is. Now it is.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/scenariopod.
That's what the Patreon's about, yeah.
Hear us fight over personal stories.
Yeah. And who got dominated? Tweet who you think got dominated in that story.
That's right. Chris, Green Bastard on Instagram. My high scenario. An alien picks you up in his spaceship, says he can take you to the creation of everything or the end of it all. Where do you go?
Creation. That's less
I love
cataclysmic.
how he's like,
less
sorry if
fire.
it's been scenarioed. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also less. I don't want to see just fire and all the gases
No.
and just. Let me see the beginning when it's all.
Yeah, I want to see it being made. I want to have a nice idea of how this all started.
I feel like I get it. I've seen enough movies. I've gone to the Museum of Natural History. I've been in the IMAX, stoned to the
There's way
gills, sitting
more-
next to children. I totally understand.
there's way
IMAX,
more
God
movies.
particle.
Yeah.
They're the same fucking thing.
There's way more movies about the end of the world than the creating of it.
Right. But I do like that to me is kind of interesting to see who was right. Or was it an amalgamation of all different filmmakers? Did everybody kind of hit something on the head? And also, when does it happen? That to me is kind of more interesting than being like, oh, it was a volcano. Like,
But
I don't
even
give a
that, to me,
fuck.
like when I went to Hawaii, is when I was like, that really kind of changed my perspective on a lot of stuff because you have like the Big Island, which is Kona and the Hilo side. So there's like the wet side and the bone dry side, and it's the most recent of the islands. And so you see, like when you're on the wet side, it's like lush rainforest, mountains, all this stuff, and then you go to the dry side. And this happened like 5,000 years ago. And there's just now like blades of grass coming out
Whoa.
through all of the lava that's on the ground because it gets so little rain. It wasn't able to like grow up like the same island on the other side of it, which is so wild.
So are we able, when we say the beginning, are we able to see what abject abstraction and non-consciousness is and then snapped into the Big Bang and a fast forward through the lava
Definitely
phase?
in time.
And
It's
then,
definitely a time lapse.
Okay.
You're not watching it in real
Well,
time.
that's what I was saying. It's
Couple
like, yeah,
million years.
Bring me back to a hot rock. What
Yeah.
the fuck are we even doing there?
Yeah, but the problem with that is like when you're floating, watching the thing be made.
Yeah, you're
Wh-
no longer.
where
in your body.
are
You're just-
you? Like,
your
what-
awareness. That's it.
But before that, yeah, but in that awareness, existence isn't real yet.
I know.
So where are you?
So that's just something that none of us know.
My
Lord is
eyes
my
are
shepherd.
sweating from even
Yeah,
thinking
no, you're
about
crying.
this.
It just means
Is
that,
that
much
what
to you.
crying?
Yeah, my eyes
My
are
eyes have
sweating.
been
My eyes are raining.
My eyes haven't sweat this bad since my parents told me they were getting divorced. I'm going to the beginning.
All right, I'm doing end. I want to see how it
I'm
ends.
going beginning.
Yeah. All right.
I want to see how it
All right.
begins.
What's the scenario?
All right. Marry, fuck, kill. The members. Oh no, he has a couple.
Yeah. Sorry.
Do you want to do it?
No, I don't want to do it.
Who's
I
in
don't
the
wanna-
chair?
Yeah.
I
Who's
don't
got
wanna
the
do it.
conch?
You do it. You got the conch.
Listen,
you
you're the
have
one
talking pillow.
You're the one that is driver's ed next to me, and you jerk the wheel by handing me
Yeah,
the
I'm
wrong
hitting
list.
the fake break.
You jerk. I think you
It's a
just
real
are-
break.
I think you're lobbying. Yeah, it's a real break. Why'd you look at him like?
Yeah, and
I
you
think I
pointed
just
at
like
me.
saying fake break because it rhymes.
Okay, I say even to the point where you do
Yeah.
the
Where
white
it
guy
don't
in
make
a
White,
South
white guy,
sense.
rapper, hands, shoulders, shoulders, shoulders.
Shoulders.
palms to
Palms
the air
up.
as
Yeah.
if you're
Because-
saying, "Why am I doing this?"
Yeah.
Yeah. As if to be like, right? Don't you agree?
Yeah. How cringy is this? Right?
That's what Jordan meant when he was in Game 1 of the '92 Finals. He had 6 threes in the first half, and then raised his hands like, "This is pretty cringy. Huh? I'm the best ever." Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of on the nose, right? Stealing always wrong? If not, when is it okay? When you want something bad enough.
Yeah.
When you need something bad enough.
I just think want.
You know?
I think if those shoes, who you hurting?
I think if the power dynamic is like if you're richer than the person you're stealing from, then it's wrong.
Right.
But if you're stealing from like Walmart or CVS or fucking Laugh Button Studios, then who gives a shit?
Wow, was that an overall? Was that like a commentary on
Brendan's
capitalism?
never
Yeah.
allowed to my house ever again. Or yours.
Yeah.
Or anyone I hang out with.
Except the guy outside of Joe's.
Yeah. Actually, between you and me, I can't go to his house either.
You're like, wow, he can afford Colt 45 pretty good.
Brendan took his Coke and then slipped his bill out of his pocket.
Yeah.
What is that in Half Baked when the guy's like shaking his change cup and he goes, "Don't mind if I do," and he grabs all the change out of it?
There's that. What movie is this from, or something, where a guy, he's like a little like piece of shit, and he goes to the guy who's got the change jar, and he pretends to like impact the change, and he actually steals a bunch. So he makes the noise of the change, like kind of like his hands hitting it, but he really grabs a bunch as he drops it.
I don't know. I think I've seen like
move.
a cartoon where they plunk the quarter at the bottom and that flops up like 9 coins and you grab it out of the air and then put it in your pocket.
Whoa, I've never seen anything like that.
What a fantastical picture you've just painted.
Very animated.
All right, cool, man. So maybe I'll come out with a cartoon later.
So what
this
do
year.
you think? You said yes.
Yeah, I said I
Stealing is
steal from
fun.
anybody and anyone. I don't care. No, but I've never burglarized or the one thing that I've stolen from a store were red shoelaces with the word pimp on them over and over from Hot Topic when I was in 6th grade.
That's okay to steal, I think.
Yeah, it's $1.50.
The people who make shoelaces, I think there's like companies that are like, hey, 10% of our fucking shit is going to be stolen.
That's actually in every company. Every company
Yeah.
has like
They
fall
allow
off.
for breakage and for theft.
Oh, wow.
Every store has that.
Yeah.
Best
Wow.
Buy has that. Restaurants have that.
Wow. Stores have thought of what I just thought of.
I've only been in a Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah.
And that place is the Wild Wild West.
I bet they have
Even Spencer's for sure. A lot of theft.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
they're probably like mini vibrators. They have like extras in the back because they
Yeah.
know a few of them are going to be tucked inside somebody's asshole and
Yeah.
out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's part of the cost.
it's part of the cost. I don't. Yeah, I've never really stolen. I think if you need it, if you're starving, all that stuff. Classic answers. That's perfectly okay.
If you feel bad after you do it, then it was bad. Like if you go like, oh, I shouldn't have taken that, then it was bad. But if you're like, fuck them, fuck that, I have this now.
Have you ever gotten caught stealing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
Really?
look like
so
a guy who's been
embarrassing.
caught a lot.
It's pretty
Like
embarrassing.
a
It's-
watermelon under his shirt. You know, like
I got caught similarly to that from my buddy Timmy. He borrowed my only Janko jeans. Like I just couldn't. My parents didn't want to get me. Didn't want to fall into buying $55 pants for somebody who was rapidly growing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't say I blame them in hindsight.
Makes sense.
And so I let my buddy Timmy borrow them. And like a great friend, they didn't fit him, so he cut them. He cut the bottoms to make them less long. And I remember going to his house and seeing that and being like, what the fuck? Like, why'd you do that? And so I tried to steal one of his basketballs on the way out, and I put it under my shirt and ran. And as I'm halfway down the block, he goes, "Are you stealing my ball?" And I was like, "Yeah, haha," and rolled it back and then ran away before he could really call me on it.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, caught red-handed. You still fucked my pants.
There's yeah, you kind of deserve
that's
it.
not even close to even if you had taken the ball.
No, I'm pretty sure he stole that ball from school.
There's like a TikTok account of a guy who works at like a CVS or like one of those big stores, and he's just constantly catching people. Like he just walks up to him and he's like, "Hey man, get my toothpaste out of your pants," and they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Get everything out of your pants." He knows. It's so fucking crazy.
Well, it's weird too because there's a Dwayne Reed near me where people steal all the time. Like Erica's witnessed them stealing multiple times. Like just her doing it. Like what they do is they have the beer section right near the front door. So like teenagers will like run in, grab it, and run out. And even like there was a time when someone was stealing so much stuff, like it was like a comical joke of like exploding clothes, and Erica was like, "That person's stealing." Like, do you see what's going on?
Yeah.
And they were like, "It happens all the time." Like, whatever. I'm not. It's a Dwayne Reed employee. She's like, "I'm not chasing
great.
somebody down the block for a
how I'd
for
be.
a, for a case of Modelo."
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's not coming out of my pay.
Dude, so I was in college.
But eventually it will, because they're just going to get all fired and replaced by the checkout people.
Yeah,
and
by
then
the robots.
they'll just hire one security employee and that's it.
Yeah, one underpaid.
That's all they
dude.
really
I don't know
ever
why-
Also
needed.
doesn't care.
Yeah.
There's some security guards where you're like, I could just fucking run around this guy. There's no way. There's some like, where they're just like old white guys, and you could be like, you just like fucking
I feel like those are the ones that have
give him a little
tasers.
tap on the shoulder.
This sounds like a new Patreon video.
Yeah.
Let's see if
Brendan
Brendan can
tried-
outrun
Gotta
make
the
some more
security.
content.
Yeah.
Might as well go to jail.
Call it stealing Sagalow.
Stealing Sagalow. Brendan steals things.
Oh,
That's
is
not a
a
bad fucking idea.
That is a great idea.
Can I go to jail for that, for filming myself steal?
No, not as long as you put it on the Patreon and nobody is the wiser.
All right, it's going on the Patreon. Don't be fucking rats like Erica. Brendan Steele.
Oh, look at him. But I egged people on in college to steal. So I didn't do it. I was too scared. I just had that Catholic guilt. Like I can't do that for whatever reason. I just feel like I'm going to be punished by a greater power, even though I don't necessarily believe in that greater power. But my buddy, not Pumpkin, Sunshine, I named him that because he looked exactly like the dude from Remember the Titans. Yeah. And he who got like hard Me Too'd, that dude, the guy who played that, not Sunshine, my friend, the Sunshine from that movie.
Right.
But he used to go into Wegmans, and they had like no security guards whatsoever. It's a quaint upstate New York supermarket. It's beautiful. They have incredible sandwiches, cookies, you name it. They also have like hot stuff that you can get, and we used to take it and like walk around the entire store and shop while eating, and then obviously never pay for it. But my buddy Sunshine used to take these big giant tub totes, fill them with 30 racks, and then just walk out the door. He did that like 5 times successfully, and the last one he got chased.
It's so easy.
You're just running with a big heavy tub.
Ding, ding, ding,
I do remember
yeah.
we used to steal street signs. That was a big thing.
I had 2 street signs in my room.
We took one, the thing where you have to like, you really have to like rock on it.
They are in there, dude.
Yeah, they're really
that
in
is
there.
such a suburban thing to do. Just fucking
Rage Against the Machine, bro.
Yeah.
The stop sign.
the
Slow
routine.
down. You slow down. I'll tell you what to do.
My buddy, well, this was years ago. My buddy Jacob, we all went into a bodega and we walked out, and then Jacob ran up to me and he went, hold that. And it was a Monster energy drink, and I was like, what? And he goes, put that in your pocket. I just stole that. And the guy's coming, and I was like, oh, okay. And I put it in my pocket, and the guy ran right up to me. He was like,
No.
saw that.
And what did you?
What a
But
shitty
he just-
friend.
I know. He just
Yeah.
hot
potato.
It was, I think it was
Here,
a fine
take the
plan.
crime.
I would have went like this, and then just spiked it on the ground and ran away like a little grenade. Yeah.
I think it was a fine plan, but I
Like it's super bad.
Yeah.
Was that you? And he's like, no, but somebody should
somebody should clean this up. Fuck my life.
Next question. Would you rather listen to Fish or Riff Raff for the rest of your life?
Fish.
Fish. At least there's music there.
I've never even heard
It's
a Riff Raff
annoying.
song.
It's annoying, but at least it's like I can appreciate that they're talented musicians. Where it's like
Right.
Riff Raff, it's like my ears start bleeding pretty immediately.
I got to be honest. I went to a Fish show, and it was like probably maybe the best concert I've ever been to in my entire life. And I mean, the drugs had a lot to do with
Yeah.
that. But I couldn't tell you a single localized melody within that. Like, I
Right.
don't
Yeah.
remember a song. It was all one song, and they were kind of just fiddling the trip. Like, they play your hallucination like maestros. They understand what you're going through, and they kind of slow it down, bring the light, like, the volume, all that stuff. But I feel like if I wasn't tripping, I guess as background it would be fine. But Riff Raff, I'm sure there's some catchy trap beats that you're like, all right, this is cool. I don't have to listen to the nonsense coming out of his mouth.
But
No,
you still have to like hear the it's
I'm
still great.
I'm going to assume I don't know any of his music, but I think he probably has a good show. I mean, a guy who dresses like that and acts like that, it's probably a good live show.
I mean, what I assume it is, Giulio Gallerati, who's hilarious, had that Lil Young Big, rapper
Yeah.
that like kind of spoke English, kind of didn't. It was all Southern.
It was good
what-
music.
It was really good music.
Yeah.
And that's what I assume Riff Raff is. I mean, Giulio might be better, but I could.
I think
listen
Riff
to
Raff
that.
is a higher energy.
More of the LMAFO band.
Really?
Remember that?
No, they are
But,
like,
like,
I
rap.
feel like you're talking about Tekashi.
Yeah.
Because Tekashi is like the blood with the motherfucker.
I feel like they're in the same realm. I feel like
Okay.
he's closer to Takashi than he is to
Remember that
LMFAO.
song?
We're all just like kind of starting songs that we imagine these two sing and have no clue what we're talking about.
I just hate Riff Raff's social media presence so much that there's no way that I could ever enjoy his music, even if it's.
I've never even been on his social media, but also we have to take it.
He was like very
this
famous.
Is Fish or Riff Raff for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Fish, because as you grow older, you're not gonna want to listen to Riff Raff when you're like.
And also, they have
your
Fish
late
has such
50s.
a lot.
Fish has way bigger catalog. They also are way more popular. So
Yeah.
you're like, well, there's the answer. you know?
Yeah, I think it's just probably tonally it suits more situations.
What do you want to be like a 60-year-old?
We get a convoy on Fish. Oh,
Fish.
what's the scenario?
Fish.
Marry, fuck, kill.
Huh?
You're supposed to
Members
say, here's the
of-
scenario.
This is true.
Marry, fuck, kill the members of Destiny's Child. Now,
That's a good
that
one,
was
too.
the loudest sip I've ever heard in my entire life. It sounded like you were lapping up thinking about Kelly Rowland pooping down your throat.
Yeah.
But so we go Beyonce, Kelly, Michelle, and let's throw in the other two.
Why? There's only 3. It's
We don't
marry,
need
fuck,
it.
kill.
No.
Throw in the other two.
It's marry, fuck, kill. There's only 3 options.
And let's throw the other two in. Let's go drive to the airport or
What? They were abused
I will say,
by Matthew and Tina Knowles.
were they?
A little bit. I mean, they just wouldn't play ball, and they wanted it to be a cohesive group. And obviously, the parents were like, "We have the bright, shining star that used to be Cleopatra back in the day."
I think-
Yeah.
Reincarnated.
I think there's only
All
one answer here. I think you gotta
Hit me.
kill Michelle. You gotta have
Why kill Michelle?
because she brings the least to the table. Now you have sex with Kelly because she is for sure the best sex of the 3 of them. And
Yeah.
it's not even close. And she would actually be one that you'd want to spend the rest of your life with. However,
explain why.
because she seems down to earth. She's more like athletic. She seems more, the short hair kind of gives off a vibe of like, I'll fucking, I'll go. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beyonce is going to be, I would say
I
this.
bet Beyonce
I think
doesn't-
Beyonce is the worst sex of the 3 of them,
Beyonce-
hands down. But you gotta marry Beyonce just for the paycheck, easily.
Money.
And Kelly, and you don't have to have sex with her. You can. That's a plus. But I feel like again, it's all. She's got her hair on. It's a very pillow. She's got her hair down. She's like, don't barely touch me. Touch me the least that you can.
Yeah.
If you could just go in me, and then it'd be it.
Let's break this down a little bit because so we're all in agreement that I think Beyonce is probably lovely in bed, but the other
I
two,
know.
because of the deficit that they've faced career-wise,
Nope.
I mean, look at her haunches. Have you seen her dance?
Yeah,
there's
but
no
it's
way
not,
she's
it's,
bad.
Yeah.
There's no way she allows you to do anything. She's like,
Yeah, I'm perfectly
Here's
fine
what
with
I'm
being
thinking.
lazy.
Beyonce.
no, it's not just lazy. It's like it'd be like I'm taking this from you.
This
It's like a reverse rape situation.
I think
I'm fine with that.
I think with Beyonce, I think you get like the first couple of times you have sex, it's amazing and you're both really into each other and lustful. And then after a while, it probably gets dull and boring. Whereas Kelly seems like she's got a couple of like cut marks on her
Look
legs.
at the spike bracelet she's wearing. You know what I mean? Like Kelly's looks fun.
Kelly definitely has some dead nerves from belting off around her thigh or
Yeah.
something.
And you also,
yeah.
and you got to kill Michelle because Michelle's not going to go one day without being like, if they would just get the tour back together, that'd be, like she's
Yeah.
just always going to be talking about it.
So that here, let's break it down between Kelly and Michelle. So Kelly, the reason why I think sexually she might be the best, and I'm going to make the case for both of them, is because she's second tier to Beyonce, and she's almost just as hot. Like, look at her. She's perfect. She's
They're all beautiful.
They're unbelievable. But Kelly and Beyonce are like neck and neck. Beyonce just had the push and has a little bit of an extra talent and charisma. And Kelly probably feels that deficit a lot and potentially needs to make up for it sexually.
Yes.
So that's my thoughts behind Kelly's performance, where she'd be more willing to do stuff. I mean, talk about like trying to hop onto a peg with an open asshole. That sounds like a pretty fun time.
Fuck yeah.
Michelle is Christian. So she's either a psychopath in bed in the best possible way.
They're all Christian,
Or-
aren't they?
Yeah, but she's like
Especially
actually
Beyonce's like
singing.
very Jesus-y.
She's like singing Christian songs.
Yeah.
Beyonce is Jesus-y in the sense that it helps her bank account.
Yeah.
I don't think she. I mean,
puts more
obviously
butts
she
in
believes
the
in
seat.
God. Look at her life. But Michelle
Yeah.
is like she's either unreal filth bag McGillicuddy, or she's just like real timid and weird and just
But are you willing to run that risk?
No, not at all. That's why I would lop her head off with lawn shears and then have sex with Kelly, and I suppose marry Beyonce just for the divorce.
Yeah. I would divorce her the next day.
I've never seen someone go on a longer filibuster of breaking down something so specifically just to get back to the exact thing I said 4 minutes ago.
But that's
I
the
thought
whole
at the
point
end
of
you were
Yeah.
going to do a switcheroo, and you're like,
No.
and so that, my
Yeah.
friends, is why I agree with Mike.
Sometimes I like to take the yellow marker to the TV screen like John Madden, all right? I like to break it down and let everybody know. Turducken!
Yeah, and if I can go on a 45-minute rant about why I agree with Feeney,
Let's convoy first.
convoy. No, I was just kidding, but I do agree with everything that was just said.
Brendan actually today looks like a truck driver pulling his horn.
Yeah.
Can't stop. Got to get to Biloxi.
I'm only here for the meth.
Making a good time.
All right, that was great questions. Good work, Alec. What 90s? This is Yvette L. Pretty Vacant Baby. That's maybe the best.
Pretty vacant baby.
Is that a song?
No, I don't know.
Vacant baby, is this love?
It's a
for
Destiny's
real?
Child song. Pretty vacant baby.
Mhm.
Yvette, what 90s,
I think it's
2000s
Eve.
hip-hop/rap event would you want to be present for? No
Oh,
Biggie or Tupac
I know
deaths.
exactly.
I know exactly.
I know exactly which one. It's the one when fucking Snoop Dogg and all of them. This was like mid fucking West Coast East Coast beef. It was Snoop Dogg goes up and he goes, "No fucking love for the West Coast."
BET Awards.
Yeah, the BET Awards. Y'all got no
That
love
was
for
the
the
same
West
where
Coast.
Shug came out and he's
Yeah.
like, if you don't want a producer,
Yeah,
all up in your
all
video.
up in your video.
Dance.
Yeah, dance.
Come to Death
That's
Row.
so fucking one. And everyone's like, what?
Then
What
Biggie
just
comes
happened?
up, where Brooklyn at?
Oh,
Oh, but they
fuck
said
yeah.
no Biggie.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's not a death. That's just an event. So they're talking about the actual murder. Like you can't
Ah.
be on the Vegas Strip as Tupac.
Why would you
gets
choose that?
shot?
because it was wild. Those like BET
What?
awards.
No,
and
I'm saying,
stuff
why
were
would you
like-
choose Biggie's death?
Oh,
they
I
were
would-
like, don't choose Biggie's death. You're like, yeah, wouldn't I would choose a good time.
So maybe I can catch
Like-
the guy who did it and rat him out.
Yeah.
But you're not a rat. I
That's
thought.
what that event needed.
Huh.
I
Oh,
will be for that.
an
one.
Sounds the most
impartial
like a
white
rat.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, a man with bigger aspirations.
And perspiration.
Aspirations and perspirations.
I what did it say?
Title
What
of the episode.
2000s? 2000s?
The 90s to 2000s. So I know exact. Oh, I had it and I lost
I
it.
mean, that anger management tour thing that I went to was pretty.
Maybe the one where Eminem came out at the MTV Awards and he had all those M&Ms with him and Jim Carrey was the guy who fucking introduced, ladies and gentlemen, Eminem.
Oh,
He
yeah.
walked
Then-
Radio City. He
Radio
walked out
City.
from this. He walked out from the street.
Yeah.
those
Right.
hundreds of the real Slim Shadys. That was a good performance.
That was a good performance. God damn it! I had like the best pick and I completely.
That's a good one.
Lost
That's a good one, though.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
I
good
might
one.
I might change to that one.
talking about it.
Yeah, for sure the Eminem.
Oh,
That's
no,
it.
get him
Yeah.
It wasn't
It's
even
definitely
an
the Eminem one.
It was
it's
such
the
a.
Eminem one with the Slim Shadys for
Oh.
sure. That's it.
And The Way I Am. And then
Yeah.
he came out with Proof, and there was a bunch of them.
Oh,
Oh, and he fucking dabbed up Fred Durst and Carson Daly. And that
Yeah.
sucks.
So,
They were
yeah,
sitting next
go
to
up
each other. I'm sure they set that
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
but
Carson Daly, give
Then
Fred
he
Durst.
spit
Yeah.
in Christina Aguilera's face.
He really should have. Anytime Eminem was at the award shows, it was pretty like
It was
when
must-watch TV.
not Bruno, but the character Bruno came down and put his fucking balls right on
Yes.
Eminem's face and
And that was-
everything.
And that was agreed upon. Eminem
Yeah.
allowed that.
Eminem was like, "I'm cool with that."
Yeah, just some fucking dirty Israeli balloon knot right in
Yeah,
his
no wonder
nostrils.
everybody thinks he's gay. Eminem's like, "You haven't really heard the rest of the pitch yet, Marshall. I'm
He's like,
in.
I'm in.
I'm
Yeah.
in."
Say no more.
No shower? Perfect. That's part of my rider.
Yeah.
All right. What's the
I mean,
scenario?
you know what? Now I'm going to say maybe the 1999 Woodstock performance of DMX.
That was great.
That's
That
a
was cool.
great answer.
Rewatching that documentary, that like
That's a
they
great
couldn't
answer.
even like
I watched
poo-poo
that
over
whole
that.
thing the day that he died. Watched
Oh,
the whole one.
it was cool. He's kind of like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Like he just completely owned 100,000 people, was doing call and response. Like
Hell yeah.
I don't even know. Like obviously there's tricks to performing live and stuff like that. But how do you come from Yonkers, just decide to be a rapper, do like ciphers, local shit, shows, all that stuff, and just inherently understand how to play that big of a place?
I mean,
Like
he
that-
was
that-
also at like he was getting pretty. Yeah, he wasn't even at like the
But
height
over
of his fame yet.
100,000 people. Like
I
that's
think
so
I will
many
say this.
fucking
I
people.
think rap artists have the easiest time with that because they're not like if I was Carlos Santana playing Woodstock, I would be so nervous that my finger would mess up one thing. If I was a drummer, I would hit the thing, and now
Yeah.
the whole song is offbeat.
Right.
And now,
Yeah.
if you're a rapper, all you have to do is it's literally just confidence, which is
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
people want to see from rappers anyway.
I mean, you have to memorize the lyrics and everything.
but you wrote
even,
the song, so if you're like you're good.
But you've written a ton of songs, so it's also like it gets.
No, at that point, he only had
Stick with
two
the
albums.
first tense. You've written.
I've rode down
Yeah.
the dongs.
He only had. I think he only had 2
But what I'm
albums
saying
at
is,
that
it's also very easy to go like if you could stick with the rhythm. So if you fumble your words, you're like you just go like, and then you found
Then
point.
you
Yeah.
hold the
Oh
mic
yeah,
out.
you just do
Yeah.
this.
Eminem has said he's done that. Like,
Fuck it up, man.
forgets the words to his songs. He just goes like this, and then
I mean, at
Yeah,
that
he
point,
does it
when you
for
have-
Rap God for the fast part. Come
Yeah.
on, guys. They're like, God damn it, we paid for just this part.
yeah.
it is interesting. Like, have you tried? Because I mean, now I'm doing a new thing, and I have 2 other hours that I've done, and like in preparation of trying to write this new one, I did stuff from my first one to kind of like reconfigure some thoughts, like maybe pop something out, whatever. But I've found that I've remixed the bits because I just don't remember them. And I tell them a little bit differently than I first told them because I just don't remember them. So the idea that an artist like Eminem or whoever that has 10 albums has the memory and bandwidth to store all of that in their dumb brain,
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
See, but that to
Crazy.
me, you're talking apples and oranges here because with lyrics, it's like they're fitting inside a melody. They are rhyming. They have to be together. With jokes, well, you could tell the same joke different every single time with
Yeah,
some
there's
variation.
There's a melody.
And also, you're planning what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a rapper, you're planning, I'm going to do this song, this song, this song. You're not going to just be like, they just start playing a beat and you're like, oh, 93. All right, let me. They're rehearsing, you know? They've prepared for this show.
They have prepared.
Yeah.
Still impressive.
Yeah.
Proud Patreon member, thanks for answering my IG questions. Hell yeah, Vet. Thank you.
Sweet.
Um,
What's the scenario?
Major Look Studios, I don't know them. Okay,
What is the
more.
scenario?
I don't know, hopefully. Okay. Kyle Benson, Beandog. Would you rather live with the Taliban for 3 days, assuming you make it out alive? What's going on?
You're not sticking to the format.
You
I
gotta
am
say,
sticking to the format.
here's
Oh, I'll
the
never do
scenario.
that. I've already decided.
It's an
I'm never-
earworm.
Not a part of it. Here's the scenario.
You don't care.
No. Would you rather live with the Taliban for 3 days, assuming you make it out alive, or live with the most annoying / unbearable person that you know personally for 3 years? I
Brendan,
don't know.
3 years?
You beat me.
That's-
to it.
I know. I saw you coming. I had
If
to.
I wasn't
know-
me, I
yeah.
would have said that too.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking you were coming in with Feeney, and we were both going
Yeah,
to
we
Sagalow,
were all
so
about-
just
we
a
were
matter
all-
of time.
I thought
We're
you'd
all
agree with us
pointing-
and be like,
putting the
it's
bullets
tough
in."
to live alone.
Yeah, yeah. That's the crazy thing I watched in this movie I watched last night when they do the I demand satisfaction, we're going to have a duel kind of a thing. It wasn't even the cowboy Wild West of take 10 paces, turn around and shoot. In England, what they used to do is 10 paces, and then whoever's the one that demanded satisfaction, then they would flip a coin to see who shoots first. It's one at a time. And then when you're the one getting shot, you like turn your body to make it like narrow towards them,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
just hope you don't die the first
What?
shot. And then if you
Jesus
survive,
Christ.
you get to try and shoot them, and then they turn narrow to try and make sure they don't. But you still have to stand. You can't like wiggle out of. You have to stand like this and
That's
kind of go like
crazy.
that.
People are fucking idiots.
That's,
Yeah.
That used to
Why
be
would that be the rule?
that used to be such a like agreed upon like. And then in the movie, the guy goes to they go load your cock your pistol, and he goes to cock it, and it fires like into the ground, and he's like, oh,
that's your shot.
and he goes, I got a faulty pistol, and they go, we'll give you another one after this guy gets his shot. That's your shot, and he's like, what? And then the guy decides, I'm gonna shoot the ground because that wasn't fair, and then
So
they go,
polite.
and then they go, so. Okay, he shot into the ground. So, do you have your satisfaction now because he could have killed you and didn't? And he goes, "No, I don't have my satisfaction." And then he gets the gun and he shoots the guy anyway.
Whoa.
What a piece of
Guy?
shit! Yeah, Barry Lyndon.
So fucking cool.
It's crazy.
It's also like in Hamilton when he like shoots in the sky. That's like if you
And then spits a few
Pe-
bars.
people
Same
would
thing.
be yeah. People like
He spits into
I
the
guess people were dueling like crazy back then, and
big
it was
duel times.
it was a part of like etiquette that if it was just like, all right, this ain't a real fucking duel. We're both gonna shoot into the sky, but we're puffing our chest out at
Sure.
each other, and that's what happened apparently. Fucking
300 Patreon members, Brendan and I have a paintball duel. 100%. We start in the middle, we walk 10 paces and turn and fly.
we're high off of 1,000 milligrams.
yeah.
of edible.
Mike takes edibles / kills
duel.
Brendan.
Yeah, / Brendan kills Mike.
We'll see. Stan Telus, funny man Stan, would you rather, here's the scenario, would you rather...
There you are.
there he is.
There
would
she
you rather
is.
be black for a year or a pregnant woman for the full 9 months plus childbirth? What are you kidding?
Definitely black.
I'll be a
Black
black
eater.
pregnant woman.
Yeah.
I'd
I'd
be.
rather be that.
That's
than
how.
me.
That's
Not-
my god.
I would not want to be what?
That's my personal god is a black pregnant woman.
I would not want to be pregnant under any circumstance. I'd pick any race, religion, creed, age, sex, doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've been striving most of my life to be black. So thank you for granting my wish.
Yeah.
I am black.
I guess the melanin missed your upper arm.
Yeah.
The melanin has only taken shape in a cock octopus.
I'm like
with
the
your
bleach
friend's name Jacob.
Octopus.
Yeah. All these little freckles. See, I'm turning black very slowly.
I see. Here's
So
the
we're-
scenario.
We were as a
Yeah,
convoy.
We all want
Third
to be
convoy of
black.
the
Convoy.
That's right. Here's the scenario. Euro Manny. Hey, my scenario is to imagine growing up with half your childhood being raised by the other two host parents. How would that
Ooh.
change your lives or personalities?
Oh my god.
Interesting.
And then he goes, also very much interested in that girl that submitted to IGP RIP to date Sagalow that lived in Jersey and he somehow didn't choose. Send me that email.
That's hilarious.
That
Samantha.
is hilarious.
Samantha.
Samantha.
Jersey.
What did we call her?
Sam Champion.
No.
Sammy Sweetheart.
Sammy Sweetheart.
Sammy Sweetheart. I called her Sam Champion
Um,
with the weather.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think Sam was joining that dating game and maybe a break from her current boyfriend / because like we followed each other back on
Sure.
Instagram. She's pregnant.
Is she?
Yeah.
With
so
emotion?
yeah. She ran to somebody else.
yeah.
Wow.
Ran into the
Could have
arms
been
of
you.
another lover.
Yeah, thank God.
Could have been a dusty ass baby coming out of
Yeah.
that cooch.
Thank God. She said she
little
had a-
haunted baby.
Yeah.
Little baby from The Grudge coming out.
Brendan's eventual child is gonna come out like there's a plague of locusts behind it. It's just gonna have
Yeah.
dry, patchy skin.
It's gonna come out like a magician. Just
the nurses and are gonna,
The final countdown.
Yeah.
So wait, what was the? Now I forgot the question.
hosts raised by the other.
Oh,
parents.
raised by the other two
Yeah.
parents. Well, I
Don't
mean,
show that much of your pits, bro. That was
they're so rash.
they're so red.
I'll
They're-
use a different deodorant. I didn't.
I
know.
can't believe you
What
use
do you- yeah,
Axe deodorant.
Axe is just very it's
2004.
It's very
in both-
aluminum.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
You're like
both
gaining
in-
balls in your pits.
Both in
Ugh.
smell and in
Smell ain't bad.
Smells is fine. I mean, it's
it
a
smells
little
like a gym locker room.
it's a little douchey, and they've actually improved on some of their across
They've
the board
toned
stuff.
down the douche.
Yeah, but it's like it's still it ain't good for you.
Yeah. I'll have to grab
It's
some.
I
very-
mean, none of it really is.
I mean, it's the Monster Energy drinks of
It
deodorants.
really is,
It's
yeah.
like
I love Monster.
it's like the
Me
one
too.
marketed towards male teenagers.
Yes, yeah. It's
I had the
it's
body
so,
spray in high school. It was awful. And like our whole after gym class, everybody, the whole
yeah,
locker
yeah.
room,
Oh yeah.
every single guy spraying the tea down their fucking
Yeah.
chest.
Of
and out of
course,
there.
It's
Yeah.
it's like
And it was-
rape potpourri.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
awful. It was
rape by
it,
axe.
it was so strong.
little cursive.
Yeah.
Rape.
But yeah, those rashes
Subsidiary.
are not good, buddy. You got to
They'll
you're gonna
go
have to-
away.
You're
I'll
gonna
stop
have to
using
cleanse.
it and they'll go away.
Yeah, sometimes when you use new deodorant, also they kind of
Yes.
pop
Yeah.
because your pits aren't used to it.
Maybe that's what's happening. But I also think it's how bad Axe is.
For sure.
Sure.
Faux show.
But I mean, here's the problem. We all have, divorced households, so none of us are going to skate the
No,
the
it just depends
emotional.
when you want your parents to get a divorce.
This is true.
Yeah,
Are-
and who you want to be surrounded with. So you have the pick of either two sisters or one sister with two parents, and the way that and being told they're getting a divorce in the back seat while you're
Yeah.
getting home from a ski trip.
Yeah, with
Oh,
a sprained ankle.
yeah.
That wasn't really sprained.
Or you could be in junior college chasing a basketball pipe dream while playing professional poker and watching your mother sleep on the couch for 2
But this is raised.
Or
right?
watching your
So this-
father sleep on the couch for a bunch of years.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
this is kid until 18. Once
Yeah.
it's 18, you're out. So it's really so your parents are still together by 18.
Yeah.
So that's
I
like
had a really good childhood until I was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
Like I really would. I kind of forget about how fun and like loving it was early on because so much has been just completely cast over.
and with multiple sisters, the siblings too. That's gonna
Multiple
be
siblings is a good.
That's going to be an interesting one because, like, one sister, you're like, I don't know how that's going to go. Will we have a good relationship or not?
Yeah.
But with two sisters, you're like, I got good odds that at least one of them I'll get along with. Then we can kind of gang up on the other one. You know,
Yeah,
kind of
that's true.
No, but my older sister went to school first, and then so that's what made it a little tough. Is Jessica went to college, and then me and Chloe were left home while my parents were like dissolving their marriage.
Oh my god.
I think I don't know and you both like had like pretty nobody grew up poor here, you know, and but
Probably him a bit more affluent. I don't know though, because there was a couple years there when my dad had a lot of money, and then he promptly lost it and or stowed it underground somewhere, which is also
still in
an
that
option.
backyard or
Dude,
You have the
such an
Breaking
option.
Bad life. Your mom gave it to like an affair she was having or something.
The two things that are buried in that backyard are my 2-gallon Ziploc bag filled with cutout pictures of naked women and hundreds of thousands of dollars my father earned.
Oh my god.
I don't know what because I mean I understand the Long Island. Here's the thing. Here's why I'm leaning Brendan is because I know what to expect with the Long Island raising, and also near the beach, and also
right by the
like
beach.
you're basically in the rich part of Long Island, so I get to literally see how like the other half live.
Yeah.
And you get a sibling, so I might go with that. And I don't feel like Brendan's life was as bad when it was bad as yours but again, most of your shit was like college level, so like that's
But I was there. I was there for, and I'm not arguing whose was worse. I have no idea. The reason why
all of our lives were terrible. That's why we're here.
I
and
think-
good.
yeah, I
and
think
great.
good.
It's like it's
And
the
great.
I would argue the I'd
it's
argue
the
good.
diversity of the situation. Is it had to be good for it to get that bad because we were so not expecting it to be bad.
Yeah, of course.
I was born in
I think that's what
in
fucked
real
me
life.
up. Dude, that's what fucked me up the most is I assumed every dream would come true in linear order because
Yeah.
it did for so long. Everything was like great. And then as soon as stuff started crumbling, I was like, what is this?
Yeah, exactly. And now if we had the lives of the children that grew up in West Baltimore, I guess, then we'd be like, I'm praying for a divorced parent.
Yeah. So that's what I think I'm gonna go with Brendan's.
Yeah. So the reason why I'm leaning towards Brendan is because my parents were really strict. So I would be most interested in living a complete free-for-all.
Now, can
It wasn't
I
free-for-all, though.
kind of play devil's advocate
Yeah,
for
of
my
course,
parents?
please.
You know, I think
Sell me.
I think we had there was a very good cop, bad cop situation. Dad disciplinarian, mom, like, you know, could enforce the rules, but kind of on the honor system of like, come back home at, you know, no hard curfew if I didn't come home by that time I was getting hit.
I'm saying no free-for-all to the guy who drove 150 miles per hour through stop signs on back roads.
Yeah.
But I'm still home at a reasonable time.
true.
Always called. Got to check
That's
in.
hilarious. Yeah.
They give you a leash. You respect it.
That's
My
right.
mom was very strict for a long time until she got more tired than I. Like she just got tired of being mad at me. You know, like I outlived how strict she was.
And also,
Like I just kept going out, kept doing the things that she was like, stop it, and then she gave up.
Also,
and she-
I'm
you
surprised
broke
for
her.
both
It was a
of
dark
you.
Time.
I'm surprised for both of you wouldn't choose my upbringing just to have the only child.
I'm 100% bring. Well, I was gonna say I'm definitely gonna choose yours for the only child thing, just to see what that feels like. Because
A little more attention, more presents at Christmas.
more
for
presents
sure,
at Christmas.
Yeah.
sure. But also, the eyes are always on you.
Yeah.
Nobody to divert the attention away.
They were
And-
always on me because I was the only boy and the biggest troublemaker. So I was getting a lot of attention for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Which,
too.
which was just brutal.
Yeah,
but I brought it
yeah,
on myself.
Yeah. Also, the thing with having a sibling is you get to feel like it's us against them
Yes.
for a little bit.
Yes, that
Feel
would have
like,
been nice.
"Oh, it's us against these motherfuckers, right? You know, anytime my mom freaks out, I could just call my sister and be like, "What is wrong with blah blah blah?" Like you just kind of have to fucking deal with it.
Yeah, I just talked to my dog, I guess. I don't know.
I meant,
Or me.
yeah, you could
My
talk to me
dogs.
as well.
Feeney.
Yeah.
Feeney called me a brother in his speech.
I did.
Not
Cool.
You. You never got that.
Cool.
I don't care. I'm happy for you guys.
Doesn't sound like it. Mathone.
Wait, who are you picking?
Free for all. I feel like both of you would be great. I don't know if I do what I like being alone now because I grew up in such a loud household. You know what I
But
mean?
you also have,
Like,
you have a good imagination, so you'd be able to occupy your time.
I'm sure I'd be fine. I'm sure I'd be fine, but I wouldn't be the same person that I am now. You know, obviously, like.
Oh my!
I don't know what's happening. But
Join me on the.
I actually, since I'm enjoying the bit more and more, but I have noticed Feeney gets sweatier since it hasn't worked.
Someone, help me out here, please. Doing a lot of work.
That was a fun,
ballsy bit.
physical reaction.
Yeah, it's a ballsy bit. You're like doing an act out.
I liked it. I don't know. Can somebody let Lucas in? But I don't know who I would pick. I guess the most different would probably be yours. So I guess I would pick yours. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have the same posters up on our walls.
Pretty much. Yeah, probably raging against the same shit while being completely taken care of.
Yeah, of course. Being like, ugh.
I think the Venn diagram of all three of our lives is pretty big in the middle.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's
Yeah.
a lot.
It's
We all are dyeing our hair blonde at some point.
yeah.
And wearing Jenkos and
It's a Brendan-sized shared circle in the middle. Oh, I was classic
loving
bleach my hair,
circle.
then jump right into the pool. It's green within
crazy.
8 minutes.
That's
I was
crazy.
and then I'd shave my head right after. It was
Oh my God.
what?
That's just like,
What was that? Why did that
just-
elicit that?
that's just such an intense, like, thing to do to your hair. And I know that's coming from someone who bleaches it every time I cut it, pretty much.
Yeah.
But, like, to bleach it, which is, I guess it's
I
more.
saw you flecking peroxide in your hair outside before this show.
No,
reaching
you
for a
didn't.
T-shirt to wear. Venn diagram. Friend diagram.
I just know I know like that feeling of when you just dyed it and it's like all fucking like kind of
It like burns.
kind of
It's like-
burny and like
It's like how your teeth feel after the dentist.
exactly. And
Yeah.
then jumping into a pool, which makes like the chlorine does that to your hair even when you haven't dyed it. Like, you know, when you get out of a pool, you're like,
It's one of the few rules post
don't.
bleaching.
And once you jump in the pool, your hair feels like hay. Like
Yeah.
you have the texture of hay where you could probably even just break it in half if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But me and my buddy Timmy, to go back to that, would go to Nicole's. Her and her friend Virginia used to bleach our hairs, and then we'd jump right in their pool, and then both of us would just shave our heads. It was just a fun thing. Like, neither of us really had the guts to go around life with bleached hair, so we'd just kind of have it for a fun afternoon and then shave our heads.
oh, cool.
Mathone, Mike C. This is going to be an argument. Mike C. surprised us with great singing last ep. Thank you, Mathone.
Mhm.
Who's the best artist out of you three? Not comedy.
I don't even want to answer that question
Why?
because I think we're all very good at different things.
Go ahead. Like what?
I think you're, great at
Show tunes.
at show tunes.
Show tunes, musicals.
Can
I
you
think
draw? Can either of you draw?
Not good. I'm
I can-
terrible at
I
drawing.
can doodle,
Mm.
but not really.
Not good at
I've
that.
I've doodled enough where someone comes over and goes, "Oh, that's good," and then that's probably the best I'll ever get.
Yeah, I was a big drawer when I was a kid. Like that was even what I considered my best thing outside of sports. Like,
Yeah.
I was a decent drawer, but even like considering that, my mom really tried to get me into it because she is an artist. She
Sure.
went to school for art. She like still does really big like she does everything art wise, but she really tried to nurture that and like get me super into it. But then I'm so glad that I really didn't, because the life of like a graphic designer or any of those things, it's like it seems very like
It's a lot.
Yeah.
boring. And it's like a real office thing. Like you kind of have to be.
Yeah, unless you're really into it. Like if you really like drawing, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess that's like with everything.
I was never good at draw. I couldn't even like color inside the lines, kind of a thing.
Dude,
I was always
My mom was worried about my motor skills, like my fine motor skills, because I shake all the time. And when I was a kid, before I was allowed to go out to play, she used to make me cut lines and draw inside the lines.
Oh, that's a
because-
good exercise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was just like,
She's like, now those
like
now
cutting
those
shit and
motor
stabbing her in the
skills-
tits. It was insane.
She's like, now those motor skills are fine.
But
Oh, them was fun.
artistry is also
Them motor skills be fine, bet.
art is also like a big, there's such a big scope on that, right? So then you have like
Yeah.
musical element of it, right? Where you're like, again, Mike, I think singing show tunes. Probably the
I
best.
played cello.
Probably the best singing voice of the three of
Ooh,
us.
Brendan's gonna take that.
Certainly.
very
I'll
personally.
allow it.
Yeah, I would give Brendan rapping.
allow you
I'd
to-
give Brendan
Oh, yeah,
rapping.
not even close. Yeah, I can't.
I mean, I can play drums. You know,
Yeah, I can't
you're
play
better at
drums at
guitar
all.
than I am.
I can play guitar.
I can also make like music on like beats,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
and
like you showed me like this
EDM.
EDM that you made, and I was
Yeah.
like blown away by it.
Yeah.
Why don't you make something for this guy to spit on?
I could.
You could.
Whoa, sorry. His initially has already turned me off to a level that I could never. If he were to L's turn down my beat like Dave and be like, actually, I'm looking for more something with
Feeney.
a little more trap. Yeah, I would be featuring Fiend Dog every single thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Hey, Fiend Dog.
Yeah. But then there's also what other encompasses art? So you got music, you got singing.
Interpretive
Writing?
dance.
Interpretive dance.
Am I the best? I think I'm the best dancer out of us.
I'm not
right?
the best.
I don't
dancer.
know.
That I know for sure.
You're probably the best dancer, but I can
You can cut.
shake with the best of them. You know?
We should have a dance off.
Let's have a
Patreon,
dance off.
$1,000 tier.
Every little thing I do.
Right. Well, we can both do that. I took hip hop dance classes when I was younger, dude. I wanted.
So then
to
you're
be,
definitely
I
better.
wanted to be Justin Timberlake very badly.
Wow.
Very badly.
I can't think of any other thing that in the artist's scope that would be like.
What about like writing like screenplays or something like that?
That's art.
That's art.
Okay.
And you're probably
Editing
the
is art.
Editing.
Directing is art.
directing, yeah.
Coming back, baby.
yeah.
We all have things we're good at.
And,
I
and
really liked this question
Thanks.
because we
Yeah,
all just got
they
to
all
talk
complimented each other.
Yeah, we're
None
all
of
like,
them
"You're good at
overrate-
this.
Yeah.
You're good at that."
I thought that was going to be an argument. Thanks, Mathoni.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Mathuni.
We have two more questions. Again, for everything podcast, go to here'sthescenario.com. You
Yeah.
got the link to the iTunes. Go to the iTunes, write a review, rate it, do all the things that help the show chart. If you don't have the money to financially support us, we completely understand that, but please follow us on social media, follow or subscribe to the YouTube, write a review, subscribe on iTunes. All the free stuff that you can do that is legitimate currency to us genuinely helps out the show. So please do that. And then we have the if you aren't sick of us, we have a ton of additional content on patreon.com/scenariopod. We do 2 bonus episodes per week. That's available to every single tier as low as $5. So we have 2 bonus episodes plus all of the additional content that the 3 of us put on our individual YouTubes. That goes up early for you guys, and then we have exclusive stuff that we additionally film. I'm shooting a documentary with my motherfucking father this Saturday, which is going to be a wild full circle thing. I almost cried while talking to Lucas about it yesterday. It's going to be an interesting Saturday.
There'll be a lot of crying in that documentary.
Oh, so much crying. It's going to be called Cry.
Yeah. Tears of a man.
Yeah, Irish Cry.
Yeah.
Irish good cry. Not bad. All right, so last 2. That's not a question.
last one.
Last one. Jan Armstrong.
What's the scenario?
Here's my scenario. You are the devil.
Nice.
What is your favorite sin of the 7 deadly sins? Or add an 8th sin if you could.
Now you're gonna have to obviously.
Yeah,
run
we're
through
gonna
all
have
of them.
to.
Okay, can you just pull up a list because Nicole? Here's what's
no,
gonna happen. We're gonna all just start saying them, and we're gonna lose
we're gonna
track of how
forget.
many we
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
and
yeah.
we'll make up for ones that weren't real.
Yeah, Nicole, why don't you go ahead and throw up a list?
Go ahead and pull up that list.
Lust.
Go ahead and
Go ahead and pull up that lust.
Lust,
7 deadly
gluttony,
sins.
greed.
Well, we have it up on the screen, so no need
pride,
for the phone.
pride, greed.
I'm looking at the screen so I don't fire a right hand across the table.
Cannon says you can fight. Is that true?
Pride,
true?
greed,
Can you
lust,
really fight?
envy, gluttony, wrath. Oh, I mean, for sure, if you don't pick wrath. I mean, wrath also sounds like the best because wrath is like, I picture a fire-breathing dragon just being like,
You can get a lot of shit out of wrath.
But lust is
you
straight.
can get a lot of good art.
Fuck it.
yeah, but you could take out your wrath on somebody who you want to have sex with, significant other.
I'm not that
There.
kind of sexual partner.
But
I'm power, but also
No. I'm saying
Me
you
too.
take it out on the other person, so that leaves you
too.
with the woman.
Yeah. I really lay it down, but I make sure she's okay.
that's how you know you and I would not have good sex because
We're the same.
We're the same.
Checking
Yeah,
in
we'd be
too
like
often.
Demolition Man. Our hands couldn't touch.
Yeah, Feeney just said we'd be checking in with each other. Is this okay? Should we be filming this for the
forgetting
Patreon?
Sarah Marshall.
Brendan's picking sloth for sure.
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Come on, man.
Because you're leaving a trail of sweat everywhere you glide
Is that
across.
slothy?
Slug.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's a new sin. Slug.
sloth is really cool, but I don't enjoy it that like if I'm not moving or something, if like after a little bit I'm like I gotta do something more with
Yeah.
I gotta get out.
I know you think that, but do you follow through?
That's more for your mental health than
Yeah.
the physical.
Brendan's
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Brendan's brain is a very fast game of Pong that like
Yeah.
sometimes gets out of control.
Gotta go.
And then
Yeah.
by the end of it, he falls asleep.
Yeah. The ball just stops in the middle and then dies.
I mean, who is ever picking? Imagine being like envy. That's what I want to be. Just envious of
I
everybody.
love envy.
And lusting, you just turn into like that cartoon wolf who's like, "Arr!"
Nice. That
I
was
mean,
awesome.
How did we cut it off at the same time too as if a conductor did this?
Brendan's like, I wish I joined it.
I almost joined in and I was like, just let this happen. I almost
They've
ruined
been
it.
friends for a while.
They're brothers apparently, and I'm just some fucking schmuck who doesn't hold his weight.
You hold all the weight. I think that's our show.
I hope everybody
I
stayed
hope
to the
that's
end
the
because that
show,
was the
yes.
best 3 minutes of the episode.
Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Tell your friends.
I have a ton of dates. MikeCannonComedy.com. Go to those.
BrendanSagalow.com.
Yeah, I got stuff in
MikeFeeneyComedy.com.
September. MikeFeeneyComedy.com. Subscribe to my Twitch, twitch.tv/NYFreshmaker.
Yes.
That's right. We love you.
Love you, bye. Here's the Scenario is Mike Feeney, Mike Cannon, and Brendan Sagalow. Executive producers Robert Kelly and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button Podcast. For more information about the show, visit here'sthescenario.com.
The scenario.